Hello, let me introduce myself. I live in the United States, in Fort Myers, Southwest Florida. But I'm originally from Puerto Rico, an island located in the Caribbean Sea. Puerto Rico is a small island, 160 kilometers long by 60 kilometers wide. I was raised in San Juan, the capital city, a colonial city founded under the sovereignty of Spain 500 years ago. Puerto Rico is densely populated with 3.5 million people. As a clinical physician, I have spent over 35 years helping people and communities become or stay healthy. Most important, I help people attain two major goals in life: to be happy and healthy. My objectives in this presentation are to provide you with a summary about my professional background as it relates to medical specialties, to talk briefly about some of the related work experiences, and to give you some context of what I would like to offer you. For example, I will talk about non-traditional practices like acupuncture, yoga, meditation, and breathing exercises, but from very particular perspectives that are unique. Preventive medicine is my primary specialty, with areas of concentration on lifestyle medicine. Within preventive medicine, I also practice the subspecialty of health informatics that deals with using information technologies to organize and analyze health records to improve healthcare outcomes. Family medicine is my secondary specialty, to provide comprehensive health care to people of all ages. I work to understand the patient in the context of the family and the community, emphasizing health promotion and disease prevention. Preventive medicine and public health. It is a specialty that focuses on the health of individuals and the community to promote health and well-being and prevent disease, disability, and death. It includes biostatistics, epidemiology, planning and evaluation of health services, management of healthcare organizations, and research. And what about my practice in lifestyle medicine? I coach individuals on lifestyle interventions for the treatment and management of disease. I apply medical, behavioral, motivational, and environmental principles to manage lifestyle-related health problems through self-management. It is important that our associates learn how to incentivize their clients to adopt healthy lifestyles to prevent and combat disease. My non-traditional medical practices. I was one of 26 physicians that introduced acupuncture in Puerto Rico back in 1985. I'm also a certified yoga instructor that developed a 12-week program to manage chronic pain based on the recent recommendations by the American College of Physicians and the American Pain Society for the treatment of acute, subacute, and chronic pain, and on research at the Boston Medical Center. I have a series of presentations to help individuals contextualize acupuncture. I use the most recent research in Western medicine to complement traditional Chinese knowledge and practice. Very, very important is the training that I can provide in breath, body, mind. These are techniques for the management of anxiety and stress. And this is a program developed by two prominent psychiatrists from New York with whom I work. The program is used around the world with populations affected by extreme life trauma. terrorism, massacres, natural disasters, and war. In the area of pain management and breath, body, mind, I will expand a little bit because I believe it will be most important for our associates. The Breath, Body, Mind program by itself could be delivered in short seminars for personal improvement. They will benefit greatly and will appreciate that as a company you are helping them in achieving a healthier mental state free of pain. My teaching experiences come from formal academic appointments in several schools of medicine and Master in Public Health programs. My focus has always been educating on lifestyles as they define our health status. I have taught family medicine and primary care, and I teach at the present time at the San Juan Bautista School of Medicine Master in Public Health program. I want to highlight the work that I'm doing in Mexico and Puerto Rico, training clinicians to incorporate a lifestyle medicine in their practices. And in Mexico, I am part of a program for rejuvenation using bioregulators. I would like to know all the products in your company so that we could incorporate this in our program. I work with the Pan American Collaborative for the Development of Emergency Medicine that has literally thousands of affiliates in Mexico and other countries in Latin America. The same could happen in Puerto Rico as I work through a network of clinical leaders interested in innovative approaches to help improve the life of their patients. Now let's talk about what I have learned from research and from my many years of practice in many community hospitals and clinics. I have also provided technical assistance in organizing clinics all over the United States, in Africa, and countries in Latin America. In coaching and presenting conferences of preventive medicine and lifestyle medicine, I start explaining to the audience that lifestyles make the difference. And I will give them some data. 38,000 men and 73,000 women were followed for many years, and those who adopted 5 health habits at the age of 50 lived between 12 and 14 years longer than those who did not. And what are these lifestyle factors? Never smoked, ate a healthy diet, practice regular physical activity, maintain a healthy weight, and consume alcohol in moderation. In explaining lifestyles as a risk factor, I present an important concept: global burden of disease, injuries, and risk factors. Global burden of disease, injuries, and risk factors is a comprehensive regional and global research program that evaluates mortality and disability from major diseases, injuries, and risk factors. It is a collaboration of over 1,800 researchers from 127 countries. And it is based out of the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington. It is important that the audience appreciate basic data. 73% of deaths were attributed to non-communicable diseases: diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. Death rates are estimated to increase from 32 million in 2012 to 52 million in 2030. On the other hand, most of the healthcare dollars are spent on chronic health conditions when there's little to improve. Cardiovascular disease is an example. 5 risk factors: obesity, hypertension, diabetes, smoking, and lipids account for 80% of the risk for heart attacks. This is in a 52-country study. People need to understand that these risk factors affect multiple organs and systems. In summary, 80% of the total burden of disease is associated with only 5 lifestyle risk factors: smoking, alcohol, the ever-present drink to celebrate almost anything, poor nutrition, too much or too little, lack of exercise, and very important, toxic stress. The next step is to talk briefly about how to manage these 5 risk factors. Smoking, eliminate. Alcohol, in moderation. Up to 1 drink in a day for women, up to 2 drinks in a day for men. Inadequate diets, adopt a whole food, plant-based diet. Very important. When we talk about diet, we need to talk briefly about the China study, the most comprehensive study of nutrition ever conducted, and the significant implications of diet for weight loss and long-term health. It was a 20-year joint product between Cornell University, Oxford University, and the Chinese Academy of Preventive Medicine. The study surveyed the eating habits of 6,500 adults from all over China and Taiwan and found a direct correlation between diet and diseases. Lack of exercise, whether you do calisthenics, walking or jogging, or weightlifting, do exercise. Personally, I dance.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.
By the way, I am an instructor for ballroom and Latin rhythms. With stress, we like to talk about breath, body, mind program and yoga and Qigong. In the breath, body, mind program, I talk about how the brain listens to the lungs. Let's talk for a minute about the breath, body, mind program, because in Asia, using the breath for health is the norm. When I say that the brain listens to the lung, it means that when stress hits the body responds with physical reactions, emotions, thoughts, judgments, and behaviors. Through breathing, the lungs send messages to the brain. Breathing is the mechanism that sends most signals to the brain about what's going on in our bodies. But how do I teach these ancient practices? I talk about voluntary regulated breathing practices as most effective based on recent research. In yoga, for example, we talk about pranayama, the extension of life force, the conscious awareness of breath, life force that energizes and relaxes. And this is from a philosophical point of view. The other important piece in managing stress is how do I incorporate ancient practices of yoga and Qigong based on recent research. Practices that just recently we have started to understand how they operate in the neurophysiology of our bodies. Why do people practice yoga and Qigong? To promote relaxation and reduce stress? For a hot workout for a perfectly sculpted body? For inner harmony, balance, and sense of overall well-being? To get relief from physical and mental pain and suffering? For spiritual connection and growth? To help stop body deterioration despite exercising and dieting correctly? Now, if I want to expand on yoga, I have a program, a journey for a life free of pain that we can teach. I don't teach yoga and Qigong as a primary gymnastic exercise, but as a practice to improve well-being and prevent disease. In summary, I'm going to teach our associates how to help their clients to prevent, treat, and reverse lifestyle-related diseases. avoiding risky substances, eating a whole food plant-based diet, adopting physical activities, enhancing their emotional well-being, and using bioregulators, cellular regenerators, multivitamins, and antioxidants. In terms of cellular regenerators, I need to know more about your products. Right now, I'm taking the PRM powder with each of my main meals. I can speak already of excellent results. On the other hand, I would recommend something simple but useful. Include, in addition to the measuring cup, a small cup for single dose to carry when going to restaurants. This figure I can explain if needed, with details about nerve tracts and different treatments. In managing pain and stress, it's very important to explain how we understand the autonomic system, and this is recent research that our associates need to know. There are two parts to it: sympathetic system and parasympathetic system. The sympathetic system, threat-seeking and response, fight or flight, and it burns and depletes energy. The parasympathetic system, all safe, relax, heal, bond to others, and restore energy reserves. But both affect emotions and behavior. Imbalance comes from combating stress. The sympathetic system climbed, and we restore the balance teaching coherent breathing. In a minute, I will talk briefly about it. This is another diagram that seems complicated but can be explained easily. Here you have the brain controlling organs and organs sending back messages. But here we have the lungs, the only organ that we can control voluntarily, to some extent, impacting every single part of the body: the limbic system, the thalamus, the cerebral cortex, the prefrontal cortex. And this brings us back to the concept that I talked earlier, the brain listening to the lungs. How do I teach breathing? By teaching coherent breathing. Very simple but most effective. Our associates will learn to breathe 3 to 6 times per minute, not 12 or 14 as we usually do, or any number, but 3 to 6 breaths per minute. This is most effective to induce a calm but alerted mental state, and that optimizes the heart activity and the immunologic system. Now, this is most important because coherent breathing is embedded in our physiology for co-regulation, for safety, closeness, and contact bonding. Friends, this is recent research. And listen, this is true for most animals that we see practicing co-regulation, even those we feel are most aggressive. Let me now summarize. I hope that this brief presentation has given you a good panoramic view of what I can offer to your associates. I have developed and taught programs in preventive medicine, lifestyle medicine, pain management, and managing anxiety and toxic stress. I have presented information targeted to specific audiences to suit schedules and educational needs in diverse formats: conferences, workshops, whether live or in webinars. I look forward to expand and discuss how best I can work with you.